Yesterday, the NSA, the domestic spying program, was deemed illegal by an appeals court. And we have Senator Rand Paul on the phone with us. Congratulations, Senator Paul. I know this is something that you have been working tirelessly on. How are you, sir?
Yes, Glenn, thanks. About a year ago, I sued the NSA and the president and Eric Holder over this because, the Fourth Amendment's very explicit. It says you have to name the person, you got to name the things you want, you got to have probable cause, and then you have to ask a judge for permission. And one of the reasons we did that is we didn't want to allow general warrants where you could be rounded up because of your ethnicity, rounded up because of your religion, rounded up because of your political beliefs. It had to be individualized. And it was fact what John Adams said it was the spark that led to the American Revolution when James Otis fought against these generalized warrants. So, yeah, it's a big deal for the court now to agree and say they're illegal. I really, though, want this to go to the Supreme Court, and I want the Supreme Court to rule on the constitutionality of whether or not a general warrant is constitutional or not.
Okay, this is actually surprising to me, but I don't know enough about the courts. So you probably know much more. This is the second U.S. Court of Appeals, and if I'm not mistaken, isn't there two appointees from Obama and one from Clinton? So this isn't like the Fifth Circuit Court. This is. The left is part of this court as well.
I'm not sure of the composition because I think sometimes there's more judges than that, and three of them are picked to hear a case. I think there's actually more judges in the appellate court than the three. But the thing is that
I'm saying that the three-panel judge, the three judges on the panel, Clinton-appointed judge and two Obama-appointed judges.
Yeah, that could well be on this, and there's more that can be picked. But these particular three, I think you're correct.
Right.
The ultimate question, though, is that in order for it to be an enforceable ruling across the country, it has to come from the Supreme Court.
Correct.
And my understanding is that this decision will be sent back to the lower court. It won't necessarily go to the Supreme Court. So we're still sort of working and fighting to get this to the Supreme Court level. And because there's a really important question here, and that's whether or not a warrant can have somebody named Mr. Verizon. And I tell people in sort of a tongue-in-cheek way in speeches that I don't know anybody named Mr. Verizon. So can you put the name of a business and yet get hundreds of millions of individuals' records who do business with that particular business? And I think that's where the question is, does the Fourth Amendment's requirement to individualize, to put a person's name on it, does that qualify, or does this sound suspiciously like a general warrant?
So there's really no teeth to this, is there? I mean, there was no injunction. They don't have to stop. This was just like, yep, that's against the law.
It will have an important ramification for this reason, that they're saying that the Patriot Act, as passed, does not cover, in a statutory way, does not give authority for this bulk collection of phone records. The reason this is interesting is that Senator Wyden and I have a bill to end the bulk collection, but we don't reauthorize any part of 215, and we don't acknowledge that 215 allows this. There's a competing version of this called the USA Freedom Act, and it would actually replace this and give new statutory authority. So there's actually a danger that the reform that lurks out there,
is worse.
If it passes, would actually give affirmative legal justification for this program. So I think everybody needs to really think long and hard about whether the reform that's out there will actually be good or bad. I think it's better just to tell the government they can't do bulk collection rather than replacing it with something that may give new authority.